Hello students, welcome to my class. Today I'll be talking about the play 12th Night, which is from BA English Part 2, and this particular play is from paper 4. Okay, so today in this lecture I'll be talking about a famous Shakespearean heroine, Viola, and we'll try to analyze the role of Viola in Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night. So those who have read the play, they will understand that what kind of role Viola plays in this particular drama. And I suggest everyone do read the play first and then follow my lecture. Okay, so without any delay, let us begin and let us see what kind of influences Viola has on the particular play and the plot structure of the particular play. So it was John Ruskin who remarked, Shakespeare plays have no heroes and only heroines. And this particular remark aptly applies to the comedies of Shakespeare, mostly to the comedies of Shakespeare. In his female characters, Shakespeare has a peculiar balance of character, and they had abundance of heroic qualities. His romantic heroines are characterized by certain clear-headedness, and they have the power of taking decisions. Their courage never fails them in public. They remain cool and decisive in exact proportion to the strength of their passion and sentimentality of their main characters. They outwit their counterpart, and Shakespeare pays rich compliment to them in his various works. In Women Alone, Shakespeare seems to say one finds the perfect harmony and balance of human life. Among Shakespeare's eternal creations, the names of Viola, Portia, Rosaline, Beatrice deserve special mention. I'll get back to those names and how they play significant role in their respective plays in the latter part of my lecture. Viola is the heroine of Twelfth Night. She is the moving spirit of the drama. She is indispensable to the plot of the play and the play's whole design. It is Viola, and more particularly her assumption of a male disguise, which propel the main plot forward. Considering her importance in the drama, Variety rightly comments that to think of Twelfth Night is to think at once of Viola. Now, Shakespeare introduces Viola in the play in an awkward condition, in a very challenging situation. She was initially, at the very beginning of the play, we can see she was being rescued from a shipwreck, and she plans to disguise herself as a man named Cesario. So Viola, when was rescued, she plans to disguise herself as Cesario, a fictional character, and enters the services of the Duke. Thus, Viola shows not only her determination but also her courage. Now think of the time when an unknown, when a young girl has reached to an unknown land where she knows no one, and she has to assume a role of a male so that she can survive in the course of time. It's very important from that scenario. And here in this particular case, we can see the courage and determination, as also resourcefulness and heroism, and all these things were needed to save herself in the unknown world of Illyria, the place of the Duke. The Duke, who thinks himself to be in love with Lady Olivia, gets captivated with his new employee Cesario, that is the Viola. Her good looks, innocence, and purity of heart charm the Duke instantly. Shakespeare beautifully presents her physical beauty through the appreciation of the other characters as well. For example, there is one character called Maria, who calls her, the Viola, I mean the Cesario here, the fair young man. Duke Orsinius compare Cesario's lips to those of Diana and feels attracted to Cesario's sweet voice and other attractive features. So, Shakespeare has provided a glimpse of the beauty of Viola through the commentary of the other characters. How the other characters see Viola in terms of her physical beauty. And though Duke has confused her, Cesario, as a young man, he often thinks herself as a woman, because many of her physical features was that of women despite of that disguise. So Viola immediately becomes the Duke's confidant and private minister. However, the important thing is that nobody except the captain and Viola herself knows the true identity of Cesario, which is responsible for every complication in the play. So the thing is, Viola was a girl, she came to an unknown land, she was rescued, and in order to live properly in an unknown land for a young girl, she took the disguise of a young gentleman named Cesario. Okay, so that is the thing, and there starts the complication in this particular play. And the disclosure of the fact that Viola herself is Cesario comes towards the end of the play, and this particular confusion creates the humor in this play, and which is very much prominent in Shakespeare's other plays as well, like As You Like It. Okay. So, all the love scenes in this play mainly revolve around the love triangle formed by Olivia, Viola, and the Duke Orsino. The Duke is in love with Olivia. Olivia is in love with Cesario, who was Viola herself, and Viola has already fallen in love with the Duke. So that's the love triangle. Duke loves Olivia, Olivia loves Cesario, that is the Viola, and Viola loves Duke. So that's the love triangle presented in this particular play. Viola, though falls in love with Duke, she finds it impossible to disclose her feeling under the circumstances, because Viola has taken the disguise of a man, Cesario, and Cesario cannot love another man since she is a young man. Okay, so this is the circumstances which was impossible for Viola to show her love to Duke. So all she does is to listen patiently as the Duke unburdens his love-sick soul to her. Now, it's interesting because Olivia was not responding to Cesario. Olivia was not responding to Orsino, the Duke. She was in love with Viola, that is Cesario. So, and Duke unburdens his lovesick soul to her. Her pain increases when she is sent to Lady Olivia as Orsino's love messenger. Of course, she feels jealous of her rival, but her selfless nature gets the better of her. So she says, I will do my best to woo your lady. So Viola is actually willing to sacrifice her love for the happiness of Orsino. And in her conversation with Lady Olivia, we also find a mature vision which befits with her temperament and character. So, thus, this confusion of this particular love triangle makes the character and the plot very interesting. Now, let us understand Viola as a romantic heroine. Viola plays a role perfectly as a romantic heroine. Having fallen in love with Duke Orsino, Viola remains devoted to him. But there are moments when she is unable to conceal from Orsino her true feelings for him. Unable to reveal her love openly, Viola conjures for Orsino the imaginary history of a sister. She actually talks about her imaginary sister, who loved a man. She intelligently expresses her love through the sad tale of her imaginary sister. Yet her fiction also serves to present her master with a portrait of a genuine love against which to measure his own obsession for Olivia. So her story is very touching one, and for once, the Duke Orsino, he was also very much moved. He's so absorbed to the fictional story that he eventually asked about the sister. Intelligent Viola only offers him some kind of cryptic answers like, I am all the daughters of my father's house and all the brothers too. In other way, she has portrayed her true character. She has opened her characters up as if she is going to submerge herself to Duke Orsino's love. It once again presents romance heroine's superhuman self-control. The way she presents herself, she told Orsino that I am all the daughters of my father's house and all the brothers too. Now, through this statement, she tells Orsino that I am the daughter of my father. On the other way, Cesario is not a boy but a young girl named Viola. Anyway, so this kind of complications become more complicated in the course of the plot. So Viola had another very important feature which was not available in other heroines. She was very intelligent. In Viola, however, the intellect and emotions are mutually organized, and her courage intricately mingled with timidity, which is very interesting. She is, at one side, she was very courageous. She has come to a new land. She was searching for her brother, and then there was some kind of timidity. That is why she has disguised herself in a disguise of a young man and not a young woman. She had some kind of self-confidence with fear. She had her wit with sympathy and gaiety with pain. So all these features are very much contradictory, but she has carried this kind of parallel contradictory features in her life. Okay. So she does her best to advance Orsino's suit with Olivia, though her half playful, half serious answer to Olivia, we get glimpses of a remarkable mind in which intelligence is enriched by love and sense of duty and also honor. Her assessment of the clown expressed in a soliloquy. So, you know what is a soliloquy? Soliloquy is a dialogue, a speech portrayed by the character on stage where no other characters are present, and even if they are present, the other characters cannot hear the one character who is providing the soliloquy, and the audience can understand the inner motive of the person's soul. So, her assessment of the crown, which was being expressed in the soliloquy, also shows that she is an excellent judge of the characters, and she clearly understands that the fellow, the Fest, the clown, is wise enough to play the fool. Okay. So there is another interesting scene in the play. That's the duel scene, which also shows certain significant feature in Viola's character. In the duel scene, Viola shows her honesty and candor, which characterize her action in the other parts of the play. Okay. So Viola here takes a significant role to expose Sir Andrew and his thin-faced knavery in this particular scene. In Viola's part, she is positively frightened when she is about to be engaged in a duel with Sir Andrews. Here her girling proves her vulnerability, and in this particular scene, it is to be observed that it is not Viola but Sir Andrew who is the butt of the joke in this particular scene. So, on one hand, she is afraid, she is gullible, she is very much fearful about the exposure of her disguise. But on the other hand, she was very much intelligent. She was intelligent enough to avoid the duel to some extent, and it also talks the variety of the shades in her characters. So, if we follow the other traits of her character, there is one thing which is self-restraint. She shows her self-restraint when she is mistaken by Antonio as Sebastian. She suppresses the faint cheering of hope in her heart regarding her brother, as she knows she will not be able to recompose herself once her self-control fails. She refers to communicate with Antonio and remain absorbed in the thought of regarding the possibility of getting her brother alive. The thing was, Viola and her brother was traveling together when the shipwreck happened, and her brother was detached from her for a particular period of time, and when he was mistaken by Antonio as Sebastian, she had some kind of faint hope happening inside her mind that maybe her brother can be alive. So, but she could not show her emotion because she knew that once she has shown her emotion in inquiry of her brother, her self-restraint will be gone. So, in this particular part, we can see she has shown an excellent self-control in showing her character as well as her emotion. Okay. So, in the final act also, Viola takes a very significant role in unfolding the plot. Here, she discloses her true identity with extreme caution. As she discloses herself as Viola, sister of Sebastian, everything gets cleared in front of all. Not only Olivia remains happy getting Sebastian as her husband, but also the narcissistic Duke Orsino agrees to accept Viola as his wife, a woman who only 5 minutes beforehand functioned as his male page. So, towards the end of the day, towards the end of the play, everyone seems very much happy, and you can see that that's the beauty of any comedy. Everyone is happy except Malvolio. All the characters are very much happy, and there was a happy ending because Olivia got the chance to get married with Sebastian, the brother of Viola, and the Duke also, who had love towards Olivia, who had uh, some kind of attraction towards Olivia, he also accepts Viola as his wife. So all's well that ends well. Now let us move to the conclusion part of our discussion. According to A.W. Pretty, Viola is characterized by the essential feminine qualities of tenderness, modesty, and shrinking delicacy of feeling. To him, her qualities become more conspicuous when we compare her with other Shakespearean heroines like Rosalind in As You Like It or Portia from Merchant of Venice. While heroines like Rosalind can control everything, including her emotions and destiny, with Celia as friend and Orlando as her loyal lover, these things is these things are available in the play As You Like It. Viola's conditions are much more difficult. She is helpless and she is placed in an unknown land, and she had no companion. At least Rosalind had Celia as her companion throughout the play. Celia was her cousin, and Celia was actually actually accompanying Rosalind to the Forest of Arden. So, if you read As You Like It, and if you read 12 Night after that, and if you make a comparative study, you would see that the situation of Viola is much more complicated, and it had provided a distinct feature in her characterization. Okay, so Viola cannot even express her love for her male disguise to her most adored one. Such qualities distinguish Viola from the other Shakespearean heroines. So, in other words, Viola's features are very tough compared to the other Shakespearean heroines from his comedies. Okay, so a very serious study of the 12th Night, the drama, it provides us the idea that Viola is the key figure in this particular play, and she indeed plays a very significant role throughout the drama. And as Variety has pointed out, to think of 12 Night is think at once of Viola. So this is the thing which I wanted to tell you. From this particular part, there are many questions which are noteworthy for your university exams, like like what do you think about Viola as a romantic heroine, or do you think Viola had the most significant role in the play to show? So this kind of questions may come from 12th Night for your university exams, which can be linked with Viola. And Viola's nature as a love heroine or romantic heroine is also very important in this particular context. Thank you.